The Girl Who Hated Love and the Boy Who Waited. In a small town where every February the streets bloomed with red lanterns and paper hearts, there lived a girl named Mira who hated love. Not disliked, not avoided, hated. Every Valentine's Day, while the town celebrated with music, chocolates, and handwritten letters, Mira wore black and walked with her headphones on, pretending the world was silent. She believed love was a distraction, a glittering trap that made people foolish. Her parents had divorced when she was young, and ever since, she treated love like a broken toy, something pretty that always fell apart. Then there was Leo. Leo believed in waiting. He wasn't loud, wasn't popular, wasn't the type to chase attention. He was the boy who helped teachers carry books, who stayed late to water the school garden, who smiled like he knew a secret about happiness no one else did. And that secret was simple. He believed love arrived when it was ready, and you had to be patient enough to meet it. The first time he noticed Mira was in the school library. She was sitting by the window, surrounded by books stacked like walls, her face serious, as if she were guarding a fortress. A Valentine banner hung crooked above her, and she glared at it like it personally offended her. Leo laughed softly. She looked up. "What?" "Nothing," he said. "It's just, you look like you're fighting a war with decorations." "I am," she replied. "Valentine's Day is nonsense." Leo nodded thoughtfully. "Maybe, but nonsense can be beautiful." She rolled her eyes and returned to her book. That should have been the end. But fairy tales rarely end where they should. Every day after that, Leo sat at the same library table. He never forced conversation. Sometimes they studied in silence. Sometimes he slid a chocolate across the table, and she pushed it back without looking. Sometimes he asked her about her books, and she answered in single words. Yet slowly, something strange happened. She started expecting him. On rainy days, when he arrived soaked and smiling, she felt relief. When he missed a day, the library felt colder. She hated that feeling most of all. One afternoon, as Valentine's Day approached, and the town prepared its annual lantern festival, where couples released floating lights into the sky, Mira snapped. "Why do you even try?" she asked suddenly. "You know I don't believe in love." Leo shrugged. "I'm not trying to change you." "Then why sit here every day?" "Because I like sitting here," he said simply. "And I like you. Not the idea of you, just you." She stared at him, searching for a trick. There was none. "That's stupid," she whispered. "Probably, but I'm okay with stupid." That night, Mira couldn't sleep. His words echoed in her head like soft footsteps. For years, she had built walls, convinced love only meant pain. But Leo didn't demand promises. He didn't chase. He didn't push. He simply stayed. And staying was something no one had done for her before. Valentine's Day arrived bright and loud. The town glittered with music and laughter. Mira tried to ignore it, but something tugged her toward the river where the lantern festival was beginning. She told herself she was just walking. She told herself she didn't care. But when she reached the riverbank, she saw him standing alone, holding a lantern that glowed warm gold in his hands. He didn't wave. He didn't call her name. He just looked at her, calm, patient, like he had always known she would come. "You're here," he said softly. "I'm not releasing a lantern," she warned. "That's okay. I'll wait." "For what?" He looked up at the dark sky. "For the moment you're ready, even if it's not tonight." Something in her chest cracked. Around them, lanterns floated upward like tiny suns, carrying wishes and whispered hopes. Couples laughed, friends hugged, strangers smiled. The air shimmered with warmth. Mira watched the lights rise. For the first time, she didn't feel angry. She felt scared. And underneath the fear, something gentle stirred. "What if love leaves?" she asked quietly. Leo turned to her. "Then we learn to let it go. But what if it stays?" She had never asked herself that. Her hands trembled as she reached for the lantern. He didn't guide her. He didn't rush her. He just held it steady while she touched the paper, feeling its warmth seep into her palms. Together, they released it. The lantern rose slowly, wobbling at first, then lifting strong and bright into the night. Mira watched it climb higher, her breath catching. It wasn't a promise. It wasn't forever. It was a beginning. Tears surprised her. She laughed through them. "I still hate Valentine's Day," she whispered. Leo grinned. "That's okay. I still like you." For the first time in years, Mira smiled without armor. And in that glowing sky, where hundreds of lights floated like dreams refusing to fall, a girl who hated love took a small, trembling step toward it. Not because she was convinced, not because she was certain, but because a boy had waited. And sometimes, in fairy tales and in life, waiting is the purest kind of magic.